Every key concept in genetics. Welcome to genetics, where your entire personality, shoe size, and questionable dance moves were decided before you could even say, recessive allele. Let's break it down. Gene. Think of a gene as the recipe for one ingredient in the dish that is you. It's a tiny chunk of DNA that codes for something specific, like eye color, or your ability to curl your tongue, or unfortunately, your dad's hairline. Genes live on chromosomes, chilling in your cell's nucleus like VIPs in the club. Without them, you'd just be a blob of confused proteins. Basically, genes are the instruction manual, and spoiler alert, some instructions are better than others. Alleles. Alleles are the different flavors of the same gene. Imagine ordering pizza, one gene decides you're getting pizza, but the alleles decide if it's pepperoni or pineapple, and yes, we're judging. You get one allele from mom, one from dad. Some are dominant like that friend who always picks the movie, and some are recessive, quietly lurking until they team up. Tall plant or short plant? Thank the alleles, they're basically genetic siblings fighting for control of your traits. Genotype. Your genotype is your genetic blueprint, the actual letters behind the scenes. It's like the code in the Matrix, except instead of seeing green numbers, you get combinations like TT, TT, or TT. This is what you are genetically, not what you look like. You could be carrying a recessive gene for blue eyes while rocking brown ones yourself. Your genotype is the backstage pass, your phenotype is the concert. And trust me, the two don't always match the hype. Phenotype. Phenotype is what the world actually sees, your height, hair color, whether you can taste that soap flavor in cilantro. It's the result of your genotype plus a little environmental seasoning. You might have the genes for being tall, but if you lived on ramen and Red Bull, good luck. Think of phenotype as your genetic outfit, genotype picked the clothes, but lifestyle decided if you're wearing them well. It's nature and nurture having a group project, and somehow it works. Dominant allele. The dominant allele is that one friend who talks over everyone and somehow always gets their way. If it's in the room, or on your chromosome, it's running the show. Doesn't matter if it's paired with another dominant or a recessive, it will be expressed. Got a T for tall. Congrats, you're tall, even if there's a little t trying its best. Dominant alleles are basically genetic bullies, but the kind that get things done. They don't ask permission, they just show up in your phenotype like they own the place. Recessive allele. Recessive alleles are the introverts of genetics. They only get expressed when there's two of them, no dominant allele around to steal the spotlight. It's like being the understudy who only performs when the lead calls in sick. You need both parents to pass on that recessive trait, which is why blue eyes or short plants feel kind of rare and special. Recessive doesn't mean weak, it just means patient. These alleles are playing the long game, waiting for their moment to shine in a homozygous setup. Heterozygous. Heterozygous means you got dealt a mixed hand, one dominant allele, one recessive. It's like having one parent who's a morning person and one who hits snooze 12 times. The dominant one usually wins the phenotype battle, but that recessive allele is still lurking in your DNA, ready to be passed on. Think of it as genetic diversity insurance. You're TT, not TT or TT, which makes you a carrier of both possibilities. Basically you're keeping your options open for the next generation. Homozygous. Homozygous is when both alleles match, either both dominant, TT, or both recessive, TT. It's like wearing matching socks, clean, simple, no surprises. If you're homozygous dominant, that trait is showing up loud and clear. If you're homozygous recessive, you're finally letting that shy trait have its moment. There's no genetic tug-of-war here, just pure consistency. It's the equivalent of ordering the same coffee every single day. Predictable. Yes, reliable. Absolutely, your phenotype knows exactly what it's working with. Monohybrid cross. A monohybrid cross is when scientists, or your biology teacher, breed two organisms that differ in just one trait. It's like setting up a blind date based solely on height. You cross a tall plant with a short plant and see what the offspring look like. Spoiler, if tall is dominant, you're getting a lot of tall babies. This is genetics 101, simple, clean, and the foundation of those Punnett squares you probably tried to avoid. One trait, endless possibilities, and a surprising amount of drama for something involving pea plants. Complete dominance. Complete dominance is when the dominant allele completely masks the recessive one, no compromise, no blending. It's an all-or-nothing situation. If you've got one T and one T, you're tall. Period. The recessive doesn't get a whisper. Think of it like a duet where one person has the mic and the other is just mouthing the words. Most of Mendel's pea plants followed this rule, which is why it's the OG genetic pattern. Clean, decisive, and brutally efficient. The dominant allele said, "My way or the highway," and honestly, it delivered. Incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is when neither allele is bossy enough to take full control, so they compromise. It's like mixing red and white paint and getting pink. A red flower crossed with a white one. You get pink flowers, no one wins, but everyone shows up in the phenotype. It's the diplomatic solution to genetic conflict, a little bit of both parents shining through. Think of it as a genetic mashup, where the offspring is literally a blend. Honestly, it's kind of poetic, if only all arguments ended this peacefully. Codominance. Codominance is when both alleles are equally dominant and refuse to back down, so they both show up at the same time. It's like wearing a red shirt and a white shirt, at the same time. You see this in blood types and flower petals with red and white patches, not pink. There's no blending here, just two strong personalities coexisting. It's the genetic version of a power couple who are both CEOs, neither one's giving up the spotlight, so you get double the expression. Honestly, respect the confidence. Multiple alleles. Most genes have 2 alleles, but some are overachievers with 3 or more options floating around in the population. Blood type is the classic example. You've got A, B, and O alleles all in the mix. You still only inherit 2, one from each parent, but the gene itself has more variety than a Netflix menu. It's like picking toppings at a frozen yogurt bar, lots of choices, but you can only fit so much in your cup. Multiple alleles mean more genetic diversity, more combinations, and way more fun in biology class. Sex-linked characteristics. Sex-linked traits are carried on the X or Y chromosome, which means they often play favorites with gender. Hemophilia and colorblindness. They're riding on the X chromosome, which is why males, XY, get hit harder. They've only got one X, so no backup. Females, XX, have 2, so they're usually just carriers. It's like having a spare tire, super useful when things go wrong. These traits are why your biology teacher made you draw those family tree diagrams with circles and squares. Genetics got gendered, and it's honestly a little messy. Karyotype. A karyotype is basically a lineup of all your chromosomes, organized by size and shape like a genetic mugshot. Doctors use it to check if you've got the right number. Spoiler, it should be 46 for humans, and to spot any abnormalities. It's like taking inventory of your DNA, making sure nothing's missing, duplicated, or totally out of place. You can even see if you're XX or XY, which is pretty cool. Think of it as your genome's yearbook photo, a little awkward, very organized, and surprisingly informative. Cloning. Cloning is making a genetic copy of an organism, same DNA, same everything. Remember Dolly the sheep? She was cloned from a single adult cell, no traditional reproduction needed. It's like hitting Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V on a living thing. Cloning has huge potential for medicine and research, but it also makes people nervous. Hello, science fiction movies. The science is real, the ethics are complicated, and the technology is advancing faster than we can decide what to do with it. One thing's for sure, cloning is way cooler than copying your friend's homework. Genetic modification. Genetic modification is when scientists go full editor mode on an organism's DNA, cutting, pasting, and inserting genes like they're customizing a playlist. Want bacteria that produce insulin? Done. Want crops that resist pests? Easy. We've been tweaking genes for decades, and it's revolutionized medicine, agriculture, and research. It's powerful, it's controversial, and it's definitely not going away. Some people see it as playing God, others see it as playing smart. Either way, genetic modification is rewriting the rules of biology one gene at a time. Human genome. The human genome is the complete set of instructions for building a human, all 3 billion base pairs of DNA spread across 46 chromosomes. It's like the world's longest, most detailed instruction manual, and scientists spent years mapping it out. Gene number 3 on chromosome 4 might control something random like earwax type. Yes, really. The Human Genome Project finished in 2003, and now we can pinpoint what genes do what. It's basically the ultimate cheat sheet for understanding ourselves. Spoiler, we're way more complicated than IKEA furniture. And that's genetics, where biology meets destiny, science meets chaos, and you realize your weird traits were inevitable. Welcome to the family tree.